Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode with the Cocktail Crew. I'm Hazel, your consistency coach, and with me, as always, is Samantha.
Hello, I'm the Cortex coach, and I'm laughing because Hazel always gets her name wrong.
And I couldn't
You did
remember
it
what you
right
were
this
called.
time.
I couldn't remember what you were.
Oh, I'm always forgetting names. Morning.
Morning. So we've got a bit of a tender episode this morning because we're diving right into anxiety. And it's not so much about the clinical concepts of anxiety, but as lived experiences that I think more and more people are suffering from at the minute. So this isn't about fixing it, there's no straight quick fix for this, but it's about understanding, softening the feelings of anxiety and moving forward.
Yes. Sorry, I'm not interrupting you there, am I? Sorry, Hazel.
No, you're fine. Um, we were just going to say that anxiety isn't something that's always a loud thing that just happens. Sometimes it comes tiptoeing in and you start to realise your breath's changing and your thoughts are all over the place. And this episode is going to be about sort of naming, normalising and nurturing anxiety rather than making it feel bad all the time. I can't get my words out today, but we'll keep trying.
You're doing fine. Keep going.
I'm anxious. Anyway, how about
Are
you?
you?
I think I might be.
Ah.
There you
Let,
go.
let's let's delve into that as we
Yeah,
go.
yeah, why not?
Yeah, and for me, anxiety, it's that lived experience, isn't it? And it can shape the way we move forward in the way it can either enable us or disable us depending on the severity of how we're feeling it, perhaps. I'm no expert. I'm not trained in this. It's for me, it's a case of lived experience through myself, and to be honest, I haven't. Anxiety is not something that's been at the forefront of my life until recently, and I think as you go through that change in life, I've certainly experienced anxiety more than I have previously when I was a lot younger. But I also see it in family members,
Yeah,
and how it manifests to those. Yeah, for
yeah,
me,
I've
it's
had it.
experienced through others and myself.
I've always been an anxious kind of person, and you can tell that with them. But you do, um, what was it they say? It's your mind and body's way of trying to protect you. And so sometimes it can be helpful, but it's when it's constant or disproportionate
Yeah,
that's when it becomes something that needs to be addressed and
yeah,
ways of coping need to be found and things like that. That's what we're
yeah.
looking at.
Yeah, and I think this episode for us, excuse me, is about naming and normalizing
Mm-hmm.
anxiety and nurturing the truths behind the tension that we feel. I think maybe if we start by exploring the problem. Anxiety is often misunderstood. It doesn't always present as worry. It can also appear as, restlessness or irritability. That's probably where it manifests with me, actually, being irritable. Joking. Um, it's those racing thoughts, isn't it, or difficult concentrating.
Yeah.
And I suppose again, the concentration bit is where I notice it.
Do you?
Um, yeah, I think so. Yeah, but then that might be a combination of other different things as well,
Yeah.
not
Do you
just
find it?
anxiety.
Do you find it gets your stomach in knots and things? I get that feeling a lot more than I do anything with my head. It's my stomach that gets really
A little
tight.
bit. It's a little bit in the stomach, mainly in the chest area. I know it manifests in my daughter in the stomach, like
Mm-hmm.
butterflies.
Yeah.
Because, at a young age, you don't associate that with anxiety, do you? But
No.
that's where it affects her. I get anxiety before I go through some more of the the exploring it. I don't know. Sometimes when I get it, or it's probably when I notice I've got anxiety, is when I get it in the chest area here, and it's often I don't know why I've got it.
Yeah.
yeah, I know it's there, but maybe I have it more often than I think. But
Yeah.
I put it to other things and not anxiety. Does that make sense?
Yeah, can I just to let people know, most of you probably will, but we're doing anxiety, not panic attacks today, because they're a completely different thing. The anxiety one is more of a longer drawn out, like Sam, you're saying you can sort of feel it over a longer period of time and things. So, and I think we're all getting used to more and more people starting to feel it these days with, now that
Yeah,
we're aware of what it is, and with the situation, well, in the UK especially, more and more people are starting to say they're feeling this anxiousness and the stomach problems and the headache and the concentration. Um, so I think this will be a good thing to
yeah,
explore, as you say.
yeah. I mean, anxiety can also be experienced through shallow breathing and the muscle tension,
Hmm.
avoidance of certain situations. And I
Yeah,
suppose it's understanding that, because that could also be procrastination, isn't it? But you
it all
don't
fits
actually
in.
understand it as anxiety. Yeah, and that feeling of disconnection and being emotional numb. Again, would you if you didn't understand anxiety, would you put those feelings you're having down to anxiety of being emotionally numb? I don't know if you would. I don't think I would.
Yeah, I think years ago, I would never have called it anxiety. It wasn't a word that was used a lot. I was used to say nervous. It was more a nervous, but then, like you say, once
Yeah,
you start understanding it, then you can actually, and we've been reading a lot about this, haven't we, and talking about it a
yeah,
lot. So the good thing about it is that you can manage it. And it took me a couple of years, but now I'm able to control it a lot better than I used to, and that's something we can go into later on as well.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, I don't think it was really known as anxiety. Was it to you? It was never a word.
No, again, it's one of these things, as I've got older,
Yeah,
it's the awareness has grown, hasn't it? Same
yeah,
as like neurodivergence, that's grown as well, and
yeah.
quite rightly. But there was not really a name for it. Yeah,
Mm.
you knew about anxious and anxiety, but you didn't sort of
You didn't apply it
match
to
it
you.
with
Yeah,
what. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Well,
And
it
I
should.
guess I suppose. Sorry, Hazel, go on.
No, 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 no. It's okay. Carry on.
And I guess we should think of anxiety as sort of a protective mechanism. Is it your
Hmm.
body trying to keep you safe? And like you said earlier, Hazel,
Hmm.
sometimes it's constant, and when it is constant, and
That's
when it's disproportionate and doesn't serve us, then
yeah,
that's when it limits us. Because it's like stress. Some stress is good stress, isn't
yeah.
it? But when it's reached a
Constant.
point
Yeah,
it's too much, that's when it leads to other things, like depression, your illnesses, etc. And I suppose
and
anxiety is very similar in, when it's disproportionate, when there's too much of it, that's when it doesn't
yeah.
help us.
Would you call it anxiety then if you're about to go and play the flute in front of an audience or something? That's a good anxious feeling because that's keeping you alert
Yeah,
and on your game and things like that.
yeah,
But there's times it can run on for days, well, hours or sometimes days, and that's when it needs to be something needs to be worked on to try and, like you say,
yeah.
name it so you can control it and things like that.
When it's a constant anxiety,
Mm.
like I can't leave the house,
Yeah,
I don't, I can't
yeah,
go down the street, I can't do this activity, I can't do. When it's constant, I think that's when, we need to
there's an
stop and
issue.
think, well,
Yeah,
this isn't helpful. But yeah, like you said, if you're going on to play a musical instrument or you're about to start a race, that's like sort of a nervous
yeah,
energy sort of
yeah,
anxiety, isn't it? And that's good because it keeps that adrenaline going, and
exactly. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
but then it disappears
yeah.
completely. But yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
okay,
Yeah, when you're in the moment and after it's gone,
it's
it's
gone.
fleeting, isn't it? It's that
Yeah,
temporary feel. But when it's consistent or frequent
yeah.
throughout
It's not
your day to
pleasant.
day, No, no, definitely not. And when I get it,
Hmm.
again, it's fleeting. But if it's not for me. It's normally at the beginning of the day. When I wake up, if I'm feeling it, I'm like, well, what's, and I used to ignore it, but now I'm like, well, what's worrying me? Why am I feeling anxious? And I try and determine the
Hmm.
reason for it. Sometimes there isn't, but sometimes it's like, well, I know I've got to do that today. Well,
Yeah,
okay, that might be, or it could be just I'm at that age where,
could be.
yeah, it could be
Yeah,
that.
as long as you're aware of it. And
Yeah,
but the main thing is to try and what I learned was to try and realize it's not as bad for you as it feels. It does feel terrible, but it's not as bad, and something can be done about it. So let's explore a few of the causes then, Sam, of anxiety. We've got quite a list here because there's
we
quite a few.
have. So, I guess anxiety is there's lots of layers to it, isn't it? It's got many roots. So, the first thing, chronic stress or pressure in society to keep it together, and we all have that,
Oh yeah,
don't we? And it's very old school as well.
yeah.
It's that. And for us, that British stiff upper
I
lip,
was going to say it's a very British thing, isn't it?
it
To yeah,
really
I'm fine.
is. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, how are you? I'm fine. And you
I'm
might not be,
fine.
but it's almost a default. I say it a
Yeah.
lot, even if I'm not, but it's a default, isn't it?
Well, you're quite
Um,
good at it. When I say I'm fine, and you'll go, yeah, but you're not Hazel. What's wrong? You're
yeah,
quite good at picking up on the
you can tell. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
If you know somebody well enough, yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, for someone you've just like, in a work environment or someone you've just met, how are you? Yeah, I'm good. Or like,
yeah.
making you coffee in a coffee shop. How are you? Fine. Because you're not going to say, well, actually, I'm having a really crap day.
Have you got 10 minutes? I don't
Yeah.
know you, but can I join you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Um,
all.
no, it could be unprocessed trauma or grief, and
It's like
it's just
physical,
quietly under
emotional
the
abuse.
surface there. You've not brought it out yet. Or it could be, my granddad died probably about 5 years ago, and this is probably some of it. And I adored my granddad. I was really
Yeah,
close to him, but I'm not going to it here. Things happened after his death,
yeah,
which meant I've never cried.
yeah.
And I'm not going to go into that, but
Hmm.
things like that, that's unprocessed grief for me. So
Yeah,
maybe you will manifest it in different ways to
yeah.
me.
Or it catches up with you just someday. But yeah, I did the same
Yeah,
with
yeah,
somebody, and I was scared because if I let that go, it would never stop. And so you build it all up, don't you? And that's when you start becoming irritable and you don't know what's
yeah,
going on with you. And
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, definitely. Those internalized beliefs, we've in our other podcasts probably
oh
touched on this, that perfection, I must be perfect, I can't let people down, I have to be what people expect me to be. And that causes additional stress and anxiety, doesn't it? If
yeah,
to,
especially
to
with
live that, at that level where, you're putting so much pressure on yourself.
and the more negative terms you're using. So I'm not good enough. I shouldn't be doing this, like we did discuss before. That all builds up inside you to give you that anxious feeling
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, neurodivergence as well, or sensory sensitivity. My daughter's
Yeah,
neurodiverse, and she suffers from anxiety, and it could be a number of things. It could be, that societal pressure as well, which we've mentioned, because they have to fit into the norm, don't they? You know, the world isn't tailored for them. Obviously, there's a lot more provisions for neurodiverse now, but we live in these uh, we live in these systems that are quite restrictive, and if you don't fit this norm, then
yeah. I think
there's
there's
not
a
a lot
lot
of
more
support.
pressure on teenagers today. Like your daughter, you tell me some of the things, and we never had this constant mobile phone thing. That gives me anxiety, when you're. But I think it must be worse for kids because that's their main tool of cyberbullying. And if you're getting these messages all the time, or you're looking at something, what do they use, TikTok or something? And if people are putting negative comments, that all adds to
Yeah,
that feeling of anxiousness. things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that can do, yeah, yeah. And masking emotions to feel accepted, that's a big one, you know. I am different, but I can't show I'm different, therefore I need to mask. Masking's exhausting, and
That's
that
true.
causes anxiety.
And just other things like, losing your parent,
Mm,
neglect, bullying, all these things, your current life situation, all of these things. It's not the same for everybody, what causes it or how it makes them feel. So,
yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah. People
so
pleasing, caring for a relative, that's
that's
exhausting, and
exhausting.
the anxiety that can manifest from that is huge, isn't it? It's not an easy feat,
No,
and the onus is on the person having the care, and the caregiver is often
yeah,
overlooked, and
yeah.
yeah, which is not good.
My dad suffered from that with my mum. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, he absolutely adored and he did everything, but I think it was the first, after 9 months, he just sort of collapsed. So he was
It's
allowed a
hard.
couple of breaks and things, and that would, but yeah, it's a hard thing
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
to keep doing.
yeah,
So Sam,
yeah.
you're going to tell us how we can prevent this?
Well, anxiety, it often whispers, doesn't it, before it shouts. You get little sort of warnings. You might feel it in subtle ways, like losing your patience. Like maybe I am anxiety because I lose my patience so quickly. Maybe I'm
Yeah,
more anxious than I think.
yeah, we'll
Um,
call it that.
yeah. Losing, yeah, I've said that. Feeling foggy or disconnected. I'm here, but it's sort of like you're sort of overseeing what's going on. You're not really
Yeah,
in the conversation, sort of thing. Um, the constant buzz of, something's not quite right.
that
Something's
bit there
off.
gets you. Yeah,
Yeah,
that bit in the
yeah,
chest, that's when I know there's something really bugging me because it does start to go.
yeah. And
It's kind of,
and what we need to do, we need to tune in to soften those edges. And like I said earlier, when I wake up and I'm feeling that
mhm,
anxiety here, I then think, well, what's caught? I'm trying to work it
trying to
out in
work
my
it out.
head
Yeah,
rather than just think, oh my God, I'm just anxious.
yeah.
Try and find a root cause of it if you can. Um,
Because
and,
if you
and
just leave in the feeling, you're going to wake up like that every morning and
yeah,
just that'll be your norm. But you can, like you say, maybe if you talk to your husband or something, maybe he'll say, "Oh, did you do
yeah,
that?" Or "Is it
yeah,
this?" Or
yeah, yeah. And prevention begins with, being honest with yourself. Notice what's wrong. Don't judge yourself. And if you're helping others, don't judge others. Yeah.
I think
Like I said earlier. Go on.
it's more acceptable nowadays, and I think I
It
think
is.
we're better at recognizing the signs in others as well. But I
Yeah.
do recommend talking because I've learned that from this Speak Up group.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I would keep everything in, then all of a sudden everything would come out. But it's definitely worth having a chat about with somebody you can trust if
Oh
you're
God,
feeling that
yeah,
way.
definitely. Yeah. And that helps not just with anxiety, does it? It's a whole multitude of feelings and thoughts and
I
yeah,
suppose
just
everything's all
life.
sort of connected.
Yeah.
So one thing, the procrastination, oh, I haven't done it, leads to anxiety. The anxieties, I don't know how to do it, leads to, all your
Stress,
worries.
then, and
Yeah,
depression, low mood, everything. Yeah, absolutely. And there's some body-based practices that you can do. You may have done some of these, Hazel, because you tend to have a go, like with your journaling. I don't do the journaling. However, just as a sidetrack, before we go into these body-based practices, I've bought a journal. I'm
very
waiting for it
good.
to come. Yeah.
And now, if you
Um,
write down stuff at night, you might find in the morning you're not as anxious because you get rid of all the thoughts. Leave it on your bedside table. So when
yeah.
you get up to have a drink of water or whatever you do through the night, anything's in your head, just scribble it down.
Write it
I
down.
find
Yeah.
that helps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay then,
So,
body, what was it?
body-based practices.
Okay.
So, first one, name that sensation. That sounds like a quiz game, doesn't it?
I
Name
know.
that sensation.
You turned into the host.
Yeah. And what I mean by that is like, oh, I noticed my chest tight.
Yeah.
So build that awareness without feeling shame for it.
Hmm.
That's quite important. Call it out. Like we've said in our other podcasts,
Yeah.
call out those thoughts. Breath work.
That is so important.
So and things like that. For example, inhale for 4, count of 4.
Hmm.
Exhale for a count of 6. It helps regulate the nervous system. And just on that, when you said like before going into playing a musical instrument, I remember in a previous job, I had to present at the conferences. And presenting, you know me, I hate anything like that. I can't do. And this is like in front of a few hundred people. And my learning and development manager sat next to me in the auditorium before I went on and said, do some breathing exercises.
Yeah.
And she said, hold your breath. And while you hold your breath, think of a rectangle, go up and along. Then release your breath and go down and across. Make that
All right. I've not
rectangle.
seen it done that way, but yeah.
Keep doing that.
Hmm.
And I did, and oh my God!
Yeah.
And when I'm nervous, when I'm talking, starts going. You
You can
become
feel a
short of
lump.
breath, don't you? You can
Yeah.
feel it here, and you
Yeah.
can't get your breath quick enough. By doing that, it dissipated those butterflies in my stomach,
All right.
controlled the breathing because it's slowing your breathing down,
Were you
and I was
doing this
absolutely fine.
actually in the audience, or
When you
were
do
you?
it, no, I was doing it in my head. I was just doing it for the purpose of explaining it to you.
Okay.
You've seen it in your mind's eye. What it does, it really controls that, slows that breathing down and
Yep. That's
helps. So
always a
breath
good
works really
one.
good. Yeah. Grounding tools. So find a familiar textures, some familiar scents. My daughter loves lavender. I personally am not a lavender fan, but
No, I'm not. But
she
yeah.
sprays lavender a lot.
Yeah.
Soft music. Now, music would work for you. I like music. Music would definitely work for you because you're a big music lover. Soft
Absolutely.
music will
That's.
help
Hmm.
ground you. Yeah. Weighted blankets as well, and my daughter's got one of those, and they really and they're that sort of like that hug
All right.
when you're laying down. They're quite heavy. Um, she likes to
Is it a
if
comforting feeling?
yeah,
Like you
she
be
likes to
hugged?
have a hug because she feels that weight on her.
Yeah.
So a weighted blanket is pretty much like that, and it helps you drift off and settle. So that they're really good things to have.
That's a good one.
And you can get different weights, so you don't have to have it quite heavy. You can have it
Yeah.
so yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's that.
I also like
Um,
just, it just sounds silly, but taking a walk around, as long as I'm doing some, if I sit and think about it, it gets worse. But if
mm,
I'm trying to do something for work or that, and I think, feeling, even if I get up and, I don't know, for example, do the dishes or something,
yeah,
just for 2 or 3 minutes, I find that getting up definitely helps and just moving about. And
yeah,
a few wee exercises, just the
yeah.
stretching and things.
That will come under the emotional recovery practices, which yeah, definitely like gentle movement, walking. Like you
Yeah.
said, bit gentle
Apologies, yeah.
exercise like
Yeah.
stretching, um, hydration. Make sure you stay in hydrated, and then some. Make sure you're eating as well. I like to read as well.
I love reading.
Reading, but I tend not to read many books, physically read.
Oh, do you know?
I have a lot of audiobooks. I think that's my way
Oh no, I
because
like to physically turn pages and read.
I do like to read
Hmm.
physically, but sometimes I don't have the concentration and I don't have the will to actually sit. So if
All
I'm in the
right.
car, so I'm traveling for nearly 4 hours this afternoon. I'll have an audiobook on
All right. That
and
my dad
listen to
does
an
that. Yeah.
audiobook. Yeah, yeah,
Can
and
I
that's
also?
how I. Go on.
Yeah. One thing that was meant. Now, please, this might not be for everybody. I was getting with the anxiety the really quite fast, rapid heartbeat, but it turned out I was short of folic acid. But don't take that
Okay.
as yeah,
Yeah.
which I
Yeah,
thought was only
everyone's
for women.
different. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and that can also give you a really bad anxiety feeling if you're low on them.
Okay.
So, but check with your doctor first. Don't take bad
Absolutely.
advice.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not experts. We're just,
Nope,
lived experience from us. Another emotional recovery practice is affirmations as well.
that's true.
Saying to yourself, you're okay.
Yeah,
It's okay to feel like this. You're allowed to pause. And I'm a big, if you go into all my LinkedIn posts and TikTok, won't go into that. It's about pausing and allowing yourself that pause, because that pause helps you
yeah,
to grow, and it's about personal growth and all that. So that is a real big one for me. And saying to yourself, you're safe now.
yeah. That's the main thing. You are safe. It will pass.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, any more
Wow.
top tips for us?
Um, no,
I
I don't know. It's just for me. It's just about knowing,
finding the moments.
understanding it, isn't it? And don't hide, don't suppress it. 'Cause by suppressing it, it's gonna manifest, isn't it? It's gonna grow.
Monster. Yeah.
It's definitely become that monster. Absolutely.
Can you talk a little
Um,
bit more, Sam, about what you meant by naming things? Do you mean, can you explain that a bit more
what
to
just
us?
said? Yeah. By like you said, if it's about when you're feeling it.
Mm.
Think about why you're doing it, why you're feeling it. Like I said to you, I would think, why am I feeling this anxiety? And then find out the reason. It could be there isn't a reason. It's just, it's just my age and I'm going through that time.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
it could be, oh, I wonder if it's because I've got to do this later. That's then naming it, isn't it? It's understanding it and not
Yeah.
thinking, I don't know why I'm feeling like this, suppressing it,
It's
and
almost
then it
like bringing it to the surface
bring it
then.
to the front. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay
Yeah,
then.
that's what I mean by that.
Okay, great. And do you have a recipe for us today?
Yes, I have.
You spend a
It's
lot of time
called,
making these cocktails, don't you?
oh, of course, it's called Grounded Grace.
Well,
And the ingredients we've got, it's lavender or chamomile tea.
hmm.
I don't like tea, but sometimes I will have a flavoured tea. Um,
I like
fresh
lemon juice I can deal with, yes.
lemon juice, yeah, I do love some lemon. Dash of honey.
Not for me.
I do like honey.
Do
Yeah,
you?
I do. Yeah, the
Too
sweetness of it
sweet.
is.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah,
It's maybe nice if it's all together.
yeah.
A
This is
splash of
optional. You don't have to do this.
elderflower cordial or gin.
Gin, yeah, gin's a must for me. Sorry.
So far you've got gin
Splash
and
of gin in there.
lemon.
In with a chamomile tea. That makes any tea taste better. Stir
Or
it up with ice and top it up with soda. Well, it depends how much gin you've put in, how much soda you stick in the top.
garnish with rosemary sprig. What's that symbolic of? Remembrance and calm. Did not know
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But I've been told to use that on my head.
Have
Rosemary.
you?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
yeah. So I've got rosemary shampoo, conditioner, and leave-in conditioner.
And also in your cocktail as well.
Yes.
Go all hog. And when you've made it, share a moment of that and say, I choose these ingredients because they make me feel like a warm hug for my nervous system. So it's not a substitute for the weighted blanket or an actual hug from another human being, but it's sort
Yeah,
of
that's
like
another.
it's a help for yourself, isn't it?
And if you make an alcohol-free one, you could have bottles of it in the fridge.
You could, yeah, yeah.
Just so.
Yeah, just make it in a batch and stick it in. Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
Get an old bottle of water, once you drunk it, and
yeah,
fill it with those. Yeah, definitely. Or those glass bottles with the little
yeah. Oh, yeah.
hook and clip on the top. You know what I'm talking about. I can't remember what they're called.
I know what you mean, but I can't
You know what I
remember
mean?
what
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
called. So, Sam, in conclusion, then, what we're saying, and I think it will apply to most people now, that if you've experienced anxiety, which I'm sure majority has, you're not broken. It's just you're sensitive. You're in a world that can be coming at you from all angles all the time, and your lifestyle, and got to pay this bill, got to get the kids to school. When am I going to do this? Right, and I'm traveling for work tomorrow, and oh no, this has happened, and everything's coming at once, and that's where your body becomes overwhelmed,
Hmm.
and that's when it starts to creep into anxiety. And if you can find a method that works for you, like I said, I like the music. 2 or 3 minutes of just walking around, whatever does it for you. And Sam, that's such a good point about the naming it. Try and figure out what could be causing it. Because if you can, that makes it all the much more easier to start to deal with. And I have noticed I can get rid of it quicker now than I could a while ago. Just because I automatically go into, right, I'm getting up for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't suppress it. You know, we do that, don't we? We don't give ourselves that time. And this is your permission actually to breathe. Take
Yeah,
a moment to breathe, to pause. There we go, me again with a pause.
yeah,
And to feel deeply. And what I mean by deeply, like you say, you get up and move on and think about something else. But it still enables you to move forward, which is so important.
yeah. And we would love to hear from anybody who's watching this. If they've got any advice for us, can they leave messages, Sam? Because I've not got
Absolutely, yeah,
the.
yeah. We'll be posting it on YouTube under the Cocktail Crew. Come on, view our podcast and also the others, and you can leave comments as well. And you can
Fantastic.
also as well as the Cocktail Crew on YouTube, we've got our Cocktail Crew Facebook page.
Facebook
So
page.
come across there and have a look. You know, follow us and
Yeah.
yeah,
We'd
see
love to
what we
get
post
to
there.
10 viewers. You know how on other podcasts, did I say this last time? They go, I need 5 more clicks and I've got
Oh yeah.
100,000 viewers. And I'm going, I'd like to get to 10.
Oh, we get more than 10.
Oh, have we?
We do, yeah, yeah.
Oh, maybe I'm.
Yeah,
Oh,
we do.
sorry. Oh,
But
I
we'd
think,
like more. So please share it, repost it, join us
yeah.
on Facebook, and yeah, join our
Come
podcasting
be a
journey.
guest if you've got something,
Absolutely, yeah,
yeah, to share,
yeah.
something else to share that you'd like to talk about. So, well, thank you so much, Sam, as always.
Thank you,
And I will
Kaisel.
leave you to go and have a lovely rest of day.
Yep.
And
Enjoy your day,
thanks.
everybody.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Thanks, Hazel. Bye.
Bye.